leadership, eThekwini Mayor Councillor Mxolisi, Person of the eThekwini Municipality Economic Development Committee, Councillor Thando Xolo Sabelo, Deputy City Manager for Economic Development and Planning, Mr. Philip Sitole, Events and Marketing Executive for Gold Circle Racing, Mr. Stephen Marshall, Ms. Sandisiwe Bengu, Mr. Vivian Reddy and your team from the Radisson Blue, distinguished guests, Koliwe Kuzwayo, Head of Communications at eThekwini Municipality, and it is my pleasure this morning to welcome you to this briefing where we outline our state of readiness to host Africa's premier horse racing event, the Hollywood Bets Durban July. The big event this Saturday is yet another opportunity for us to showcase the beauty of our city, to confirm that Durban is open for business and for tourism, and for us to celebrate our city's resilience and its ability to keep bounce back. So good morning, welcome. Without further ado, I call upon our Mayor, Babu Mxolisi Kawunda, to deliver the keynote address for this morning. Babu Mbim.
Am I audible? Have been held, thousands of punters and fashionistas from around the country and beyond are preparing to descend on Durban in droves. We are excited about the economic spin-offs that this event is going to bring to our city. 35,000 people who will be at least 145 million with the gross domestic product in economic activity projected to be 362 million rands. An estimated 740 people will get employment. Experts in the sector forecast that over 1 million tourists are expected to arrive during the entire winter season, and that they will directly spend 1.45 billion rands, with the GDP contribution being 3.6 billion rands. The season will result in employment of over 1,000 people in our city. The 60% occupancy rate forecast before the restrictions were lifted is now likely to increase. This is partly boosted by the additional Europeans who want to spend their July and August. In fact, even before the government's announcement about lifting of COVID-19 restrictions, we were already seeing growing interest from visitors to come to our city, the warmest city in Africa. We are confident that going forward, we will see an increase in tourist numbers following the scrapping of mandatory wearing of masks and allowing full capacity gatherings. timing of relaxing COVID restrictions could not have been better as we head into our busy winter season. The Durban has always been winter season with its range of shows, festivals, and experiences. Our Hollywood Bets, Durban July. Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to announce that this year we have decided to spread the Durban July experience to townships and rural areas. There will be 5 township satellite venues for the Hollywood Bets Durban July so that people can enjoy the races and the fashion position in the world. Makaba Lounge in Hammersdale, if you haven't been there, please go and look at that place. Makaka Lounge in Bumbulu, which is a rural area, and also Under the Moon in Inanda. So if you haven't visited all these destinations, you are missing out. The outs of town punters can access on-site physical betting machines at Maxis Lifestyle and Makaka Lounge, while online betting will also be available at other township venues. Ladies and gentlemen, fashion remains an experience. This year's theme is Show Me the Hand. Emerging local fashion designers will benefit from the various development competitions facilitated in the municipality's fashion development program and the Hollywood Bets Foundation. For both the Durban, we are raising this because some of you will recall that the Olympic kits which were used in Japan were designed from here in Durban. Those are some of the accolades that the city has scored in terms of empowering its young people to take part in the economy of our city and of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to assure you that as the city we are pulling out all the stops to deliver a successful 2022 Hollywood Bets Durban July, and we are ready to host our visitors. Our work to restore and repair water infrastructure destroyed by recent floods is on track. Rationing is in place. We continue to monitor our systems to ensure that this intervention does not have adverse effects on business and communities. We are committed to make Durban the best destination for tourists, and we are working to make sure we live up to our tag as a South Africa's playground and a destination of choice for monthly monitoring the water quality at all our beaches. Recent tests indicates that the water quality is improving on some of the beaches in the north. Work is continuing to repair pump stations that are affecting the beachfront, and the further test will be conducted this week to ascertain water quality. We'll be making announcement in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of our economic recovery plan and drive, we are focused on rebuilding our tourism industry for both local and international visitors by providing a wide selection of events to entertain them when they visit us during the winter season. The calendar July Week Tourism Precinct Pop-Up Traveler Extravaganza and the Durban July. Also on the program is the Fake Durban Rocks Music Festival at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, which is expected to attract around 15,000 people with a direct spend of 10 million and a GDP contribution of 25 million rands. Mawufuna ubumnandi woze Durban. Show we started this weekend is a firm favorite with locals and visitors and is expected to draw 50,000 guests, generating 90 million rands in the direct spend and 225 million rands in GDP of our city. Over 450 people will be employed during this event. Ladies and gentlemen, then there is South African Music Conference, and matter of all parties, a must go to event for 9,000 music fans who will spend 8 million rands and generate around 20 million rands in GDP. There is no doubt this is boosted by the cities and the private sector's development of various catalytic projects that will continue to make Durban the country's top home. The Durban tourism industry has also just welcomed the opening of 2 new hotels in our city. The 5-star Radisson Blue in Umhlanga, where we are in today, where we are meeting today, and the 4-star Octavia hotel elilungathi mawufika kulona ufika ubona kufanele ngabe lila eMhlanga noma lisesenti i-level yalo standard shuthi ke asayisweleka indawo zokulala lapha eThekwini. The Oceans Umhlanga is an unmatched development that will be a huge attraction, incorporating a world-class mall with over 100 stores featuring global brands. So people will stop going to other cities and look for the international brands. So we are bringing back some of the city's amazing accolades, such as the winner of 2019 Greenest City Award and being the 2014 7 Wonder Cities of the world. Durban is on a winning streak. There's no doubt about it. We are pleased that the Mediterranean shipping company, MSC, has now made Durban home and is now docking at the 200 million KwaZulu-Natal cruise terminal in the Durban harbour. The project is expected to complement the Durban Point waterfront development, which will extend the beachfront promenade from Ushaga Beach towards the harbour entrance. We estimate that the investment for the Durban's Point waterfront development project over the next 10 to 15 years to be around 35 billion rands. We also anticipate that this project economic activity that will yield construction jobs and 6,704 international airlines are now currently operating into our city. These airlines include Qatar, Turkish Airlines, Emirates, and Airlink. According to Airports Company South Africa, predicted flight arrivals into King Shaka International Airport were also expected to increase this year. Projections indicates that there will be over 1 million domestic passenger arrivals from May to October, which will represent a 62% growth on last year's figure of 639,733. In fact, load factors are forecasted to increase during this week leading up to our Durban July. Predictions forecast there will be 40,144 passengers compared to 11,032 in 2021, representing a 271% increase. So as you can see, all roads are leading to Durban for this winter and summer holidays. We also look forward to the 2022 to our city. And for this coming weekend, all eyes will be focused on that Hollywood Bets Greyville Racecourse finishing post. For us, it is a relief to see the return of so many visitors in person to this prestigious event after a 2-year hiatus due to COVID-19. The local tourism industry has always shown resilience, and we look forward to a full recovery as we move with all these events. We want to reiterate that Durban is open for business, and we are confident that our visitors will have a safe and memorable Durban July. We wish you everything of the best and the safety travel descending to our shores. We welcome you. Durbanites are well known by their own hospitality, warm hospitality. You can't live here, you can't have our shisa nyamas, our Durban curry. Then we close it by a note that's saying, Mofunu bumnandi was a Durban. Thank you.
Siyabonga Baba Mbim. Thank you so much. July fever is well and truly in the air, and it's hard not to be excited, even if you're not much of a punter. I almost said hunter. To give us a few words on behalf of Gold Circle Racing, I call upon Mr. Stephen Marshall, Events and Marketing Executive for Gold Circle Racing. Mr. Marshall.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We are 4 days away from the first Hollywood Bets Durban July, the first major event to take place post-COVID restrictions that have been removed. Bets as the third sponsor in the 126th year host city Durban, Hollywood Bets could not be a better fit for this event, and we look forward to welcoming the crowds back to the Hollywood Bets Durban July on Saturday. The Hollywood Bets team has breathed new life into this event at a very good time. From the glitzy launch in February, for those that attended, the energy has been non-stop. Not only for their own event plans, but to partner the other event sponsors in their initiatives too. Whether it's Durban Tourism, Durban Fashion Fair, Gateway Theatre of Shopping, they've put their heart and soul into every pre-race day event and every announcement. There are so many businesses that have been negatively affected and impacted from the last 2 years that we've had to run this event behind closed doors. And it has come as a welcome relief that the horse racing entertainment can once again benefit from the far-reaching revenues that this event generates. In 2019, the announcement last week has lifted those restrictions, capacity restrictions on sporting events. Logistically, unfortunately, there won't be enough time for all the hospitality venues to be able to react and to be able to cater for more people. However, a 230 Rand entrance ticket from CompuTicket will get the public into the racecourse on Saturday. For that, we've got 2 stages set up. Felix Lope will be emceeing one of those stages. We have fashion shows, we have public fashion competitions, entertainment, food and beverage, Heineken bars, Pongrats bars, Cruise vodka bars, and massive amounts of entertainment for all the public that they'll have access to on the day. Diversity and inclusion is a phrase that is becoming more commonly used in business and in society. The Hollywood Bets Durban July embodies this. On the fashion side, we have the Young Designer Awards, which platform for our local design students to launch their professional careers. We have the Durban Fashion Fair Rising Stars. And once again, these designers are provided with a platform to platform. Our ultimate goal with our fashion program is to progress our young designers through the ranks. And this year we have Laura Klaukowski, who is a past Young Designer winner, who returns as an invited designer. The entertainment industry is one that has been hit very hard through COVID. Entertainers need to perform in front of an audience, and that has been it. This year, we are supporting a Durban tourism initiative at various satellite venues around Durban, and together with the city and those venues, we are looking to take the Hollywood Bets Durban July into the townships. Then finally, on the horse racing front, unfortunately yesterday, that Rachel Veneker, our first female jockey, but she is our leading apprentice, and it is almost certain that she will be crowned our country's champion apprentice in less than a month's time. Last year the race was won by Komedi Ding. He was the people's horse. He is the people's horse. He's owned by the first owner of colour to win the Hollywood Bets Durban July, Ashton Reynolds. And he's trained by a father and daughter team, Harold Crawford and Michelle Ricks, who became only the second female trainer of a July winner, following Candice Bass Robinson. The Hollywood Bets Durban July has been embraced by the people of South Africa, people of all races. It has become over the years, and this has resulted in its 126-year uninterrupted history that has been able to maintain itself through 2 years of being run behind closed doors, and will stand it in good stead to get back to the heights which it was pre-COVID, and the popularity that it was. For the 2022 event, Durban Tourism, we welcome our new sponsor, Hollywood Bets.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. We shall be connecting with you after the briefing for some tips. We want to go there and also win. But I'm quite excited to hear that the race has evolved into a people's event, from a real budget experience where you spend 230 rands on the entrance fee, get a Vors roll and a Coke, and then get to enjoy the full Durban July experience, to a 7-star experience where you eat platters of things that you can't pronounce. By now we know that the Durban July has a brand new sponsor in Hollywood Bets. Please welcome Ms. Sandisiwe Bengu, Head of Operations for Africa at the Durban July sponsor, Hollywood Bets. Ms. Bengu.
Sanbonani, greetings to the Honorable Mayor Kaunda, Umamwile Mtungwa, the executive of Itegwini, the team at Radisson, as well as the members of the media. We thank you for being here. You play a very critical role in what we seek to achieve today and getting the message out to the masses, who I am sure are very excited to hear that the Hollywood Bets Durban July is back in full force and what to expect. So mine is just to speak on behalf of the sponsor. Being a new sponsor, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, what does Hollywood Bets have to offer that is different for? Well, our journey with racing to people of all races, of all cultures across the country, that we bring a level of excitement. And so by being a sponsor, you know, one that also looks at the value of the projects that we get involved in and what they mean and the impact that they can potentially have, we wanted to see how we could add value back to this great race. And so we looked at the value chain of racing, and we looked at things, you know, such as the grooms. And that's why in partnership with, in partnership with our partners, we were able to then look at the grooms initiative and how we can make that even more exciting. So we've taken it from 1,000 rand that the grooms win for every race that's won to 2,000 rand. We've also extended, the prize money for the from 2 million rand to a staggering 5 million rand. So their excitement really is palpable, and it's an excitement that is shared by all, not only in the racing fraternity, but as a fraternity as well, within entertainment. We've really also been intentional about looking at things such as the involvement of small and medium enterprises in the value chain, once again, of the Hollywood Bets Durban July. We do understand that we are coming from a very tough situation with the floods, with COVID-19. So ours was to ensure that during this year and leading up, to the next race in the following years to come, in our involvement, we ensure that we create opportunities for small to medium enterprises to really benefit from this event. Another thing that we are well known for as well is bringing people together. So we bring our sponsors together, age of racing, and that's how we grow sport in general in South Africa. So one of the very exciting things as well that we have to announce is that our partners who are in the English Premier League, will also be sponsoring one of the races, Race 8, which is the second most popular race after the main race at the Hollywood Bets Durban July. So they will have visibility and will be able to engage with some of their fans in South Africa. So it's really also about bringing excitement to people. So you would have seen some of our activations at Gateway, where we have our car that is displayed there. So someone will be walking away with, or driving away rather, with a polo on the day. So there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of competitions that we're bringing, there's a lot of integration and cross-pollination of our different partners that we have, and we've bought into the sport of racing, and we hope that by doing so, we also invite more partners to be involved in racing and to grow it beyond the Hollywood Bets Durban July, but the sport in itself, because that is the greatest vision for us as Hollywood Bets. Us that, we spread the word, we get people excited, we remind them that Durban is the warmest place to be, and that there's a lot of purple excitement that we'll be bringing to the Hollywood Bets Durban July, and we hope to see you there too.
Thank you, Ms. Bengu. It's because of COVID. I now welcome Marius Earl, the General Manager of Radisson Blue Umhlanga. You can also call him Umastende, the landlord, to give us a few words on behalf of the hospitality industry. Mr. Andrew.
Good morning, and a very warm welcome to the Radisson Blue Umhlanga. Welcome back to His Worship, the Mayor of eThekwini Metro Municipality, Council of Police and Tourism team and officials. Thank you once again for this amazing opportunity to showcase our hotel. Esteemed guests from Hollywood Bets and Gold Circle, and most importantly, members of the media, opportunity to showcase this hotel, and of course, telling the Radisson Blue story with yourselves. It's an honor, hospitality at its best. We certainly have a quality product, the location, and a great international brand behind us. Radisson Hotel Group is proud to announce its entry into its fourth South African city, Durban, with the opening of this beautiful Radisson Blue Hotel. This opening also brings the group's portfolio in one of its key African markets, South Africa, to 14 hotels in operation and 2 under development, and hopefully more to come in KZN. I would like to quote from the Radisson Hotel Group Senior Vice President for Middle East and Africa, Mr. Tim Gordon. We are thrilled to make our debut in the welcoming city of Durban, cement our presence in our fourth South African city. South Africa continues to play a key market, or to be a key market for us on the continent, and we are proud to celebrate our 14th hotel opening milestone as we open another flagship property. With its prime location, vibrant offering, and we certainly hope that we will be warmly welcomed into the local community. Open for business. Thank you.
The Radisson Blue is open for business. The hospitality sector is open for business. Durban is certainly open for business and for tourists. Another key aspect, ladies and gentlemen, of the Durban July experience is fashion, of course. What would be the Durban July without fashion? Before taking your questions, we wrap up our briefing with a display of some of the fashions that will add glamour and color to the proceedings on Saturday. This year's theme is Show Me the Honey, as Mayor mentioned. Emerging local fashion designers will benefit from various competitions and development opportunities facilitated in collaboration with our municipality and the Hollywood Bets Foundation. I call about Ms. Kwezi Nkomo, one of Durban's most loved fashion designers, to take us through the Fair Rising Stars collection. Ms. Nkomo and your team, the stage is yours.
Ngicela ngokubingelela ubaba umhlonishwa ubaba umeya, Durban Tourism, KZN Tourism, Durban Fashion Fair team, Hollywood Bets, Radisson Blue, and all stakeholders and partners. Ngiyabingelela ekuseni. Igama lami nguKwenzi Nkomo. My brand is called Indoni Fashion House, and I am part of the Rising Stars Durban Fashion Fair designers that were selected to do Hollywood Bets Durban July. I started being part of the Durban Fashion Fair in 2014 when I did the mentorship program, and from there I never looked back. Akubanga lula, kodwa siyathanda ukuthi siyabonga kakhulu kwi-Durban Fashion Fair nge-opportunity abasinikeza yona ne-platform abasinikeza yona as upcoming designers. Manje sesikhulile, kuningi esikufundile, i-fashion business siyifundile sabona ukuthi akuyona into elula, but i-dedication nokuyinikela kwethu and the support from eThekwini municipality isibekile la esikhona namhlanje. I'm one of the designers that are supplying Edgar's, Sandton City, Edgar's in Mandarin, and we have a store that we're co-owning with other 5 designers in Glenwood Village, which is called The Fifth. So siyabonga kakhulu umasipala weTheku, siyabonga ngokuthi basinikeze le platform abasinikeza yona each and every year, which is the Durban Fashion Fair, and each and every year. So siyabonga kakhulu.
And another big round of applause to the designers. So if any of you are still looking for an outfit, you know where to go. So ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the end of our briefing. We now open the floor for questions from the media. Ubaba Mayor will be assisted by his panel to handle your questions. I would request you, Brian, to please join the panel. And then we'll take questions in batches. And as usual, please state your name, the media house you represent, and then pose your question to our panel, and then we'll just take them in batches all the way to the end. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, just for note-taking purposes, my name is Brian Mbono. I'm the Group Corporate Affairs for the Oceans and Mhlanga Development, of which this Radisson Blue Hotel, led by our esteemed GM, Mr. Marius Earl, is the first phase, just for your notes.
Thank you, Brian. Questions, colleagues? There's number one there.
Are there no tickets that have been sold so far? And when will you start selling tickets, basically? That's number one. And then can someone just brief us just basically around security, about the event, how many cops will be deployed around the area in order to keep people safe around that time? Thank you.
Okay. There's another question on this table.
Hi, I'm Ketu from the Mercury. I just want to ask Stephen Marshall, based on Rachel, how was she injured? Where? To expand a little bit more on Rachel, it was a historic move to have her as the first female jockey, so we that and moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a third question? Okay, we'll take those two then. Steve, they look and smell like they're yours.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, the event numbers, it is quite difficult to give you an exact number. It's obviously with ticket sales happening at CompuTicket Online, it's increasing all the time. You are correct. 30 to 35,000 is our initial estimates at the crowd that we will get this year. Some of that is broken up obviously in the hospitality side. Some of it's broken up into the public entrance side. So at the moment we're looking at about 15 to 20,000. But historically in the last week of the event, that's when I think Durban is known for waiting to the last minute to get their tickets. So we are expecting the numbers to increase drastically over the next 4 days. And we are pretty confident that we will get to that 35,000 capacity this year. With the starting stalls, so she suffered some concussion. That's the only updates that we have at this stage. It is a precaution. It is a precautionary measure. The doctor has asked that she stand down, obviously because of that concussion. We don't expect that.
But Mayor, the security one.
Thank you very much, colleagues, for your questions. Mine is on the security and the mayor. So there is a joint operation which include all our law enforcement agencies. They've surveyed the area. They are now ready to execute their responsibilities. Unfortunately, we can't give you the number of the police that will be involved because we need to keep that with us. And we wanting that we have hosted major events in the city without even a single incident. So we'll keep to that record. It's a very good record. major events. Some of them hosted more than 18,000 delegates, 10,000 delegates, 9,000, 7,000 delegates without even a single incident. So therefore, we want to give an assurance that police are hard at work with our metropolis, with all the other law enforcement agencies, working with the private security companies that will also guarantee safety to all our visitors. So your safety is guaranteed. When you arrive there, on your arrival, even when you go to your moving around the city, guaranteed. So definitely those who have not yet show up for their tickets, please, this is the opportune time for you to buy your tickets. Otherwise, they'll be sold out. So we don't want them to be sold out without you. We want you to be part of the event. So thank you very much.
Were in place in order to manage the number of people arriving at the course. Obviously, it was very important that we're having to manage numbers in that sense. Now that restrictions have been lifted, we will be selling tickets on race day as well. So those people arriving on race day, there will be 3 CompuTicket points around Hollywood Bets Gravel that will be selling tickets. Thanks.
I think that last point is quite important. I know people who were not vaccinated and did not want to get had given up on the opportunity to go. And with the lifting of the COVID restrictions, tickets are going to be available even on Saturday. So there's really no reason not to be there. Do we have any more questions, colleagues? Let's take the second one as well, and then we'll take answers in one go. Okay. All right.
Thank you. No, you are spot on. And as event organizers, we definitely know that even with the lifting of restrictions, that COVID hasn't disappeared. One of our partners, well, initially our plan, pre the lockdown restrictions being lifted, we had Testara as a partner in the event, who was a testing facility. We had the Health Passport Worldwide as a partner in order to facilitate queue management and verification of vaccination certificates, etc. Unfortunately, those partners have had to step aside now that those lockdown restrictions have been removed. However, we've also got Lifeboy on as a partner in the event. There will be sanitizing stations at the entrance points, and there will be reps going around the event. So as an event organizer, we're aware that
from the SABC. It's a question on interruptions and whether, because the last year or so has seen, especially in Durban and the rest of KwaZulu-Natal, trucks, for example, closing the highway, a said insurrection last year, for example, and other things that have happened in the province. Do you foresee such challenges, and are there measures in place, for example, to make sure that people can travel on the N3 from northern provinces, and they are also fine and safe in the city as they arrive for the Durban to land? A follow-up question to that. There have been issues with airlines as well, and this is the first massive to take place since Comair, for example, has had its issues. Is everything in place to make a safe class of people to?
Thank you very much for that question, but we are always cautious of the fact that we can't, because there are people who may be planning somewhere. So once you unpack your plan, they'll know exactly what they are expecting. So the best thing to do, the issues of security, they are very sensitive, but all what we know, our intelligence of the country, whenever there are events of this magnitude, they map you from the all the corners of the country, so that the traveling will also not be interrupted, disturbed as people moving and descending to our shores. So we are certain that although we can't unpack things, but we are certain that those who will be traveling using land transport, the air transport, there are not going to be any disruptions coming to our big event. And we encourage people, especially with the limit, the speed limit that is within our legislation, so that we don't experience on the road. You don't leave Johannesburg very late, then you think you'll make it within 3 hours. So it's always ensure that in all the events they'll be attending, they'll have the drivers who are non-alcoholic. So the drivers who can take you back home safely. It's very important. There are many other digital platforms which you can also utilize to ensure that you leave your car behind and you take the transport that will guarantee your safety. So that's what we are encouraging, because we do not want this event to be painted with a very black brush that after all these events, then there will be a number of people who will be involved in accidents and all of this. They are part and parcel of the security plan, even the gatherings that will be taking place in township and rural areas. All that has been planned, and we guarantee safety of our people. But you know us as Durban, we have not been failing you. Whenever we host events, they become successful. So this one is not going to be held. It's also going to join the success stories that we have held before. Thank you very much. We are hoping that we have covered your question. In terms of airlines, definitely, as we have outlined in our statement, that there is improvement, and we expect no bigger challenges in that relation to the issue of the airlines. We are hopeful that people will book their flights early. The late booking, sometimes they also disorganize you as an individual. So it's better to book early so that you don't experience challenges. Those who will be using taxis, there are also taxis will also be available, and all mode of transport. Some may be using even our ocean to come here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I do think that was the last batch of the panel. We will now open the opportunity for that, but the formal proceedings are over. So thank you very much, Babu Mayor, Mr. Marshall, Ms. Pengu, Mr. L, thank you very much. And thank you, colleagues, for joining us at this briefing. There will be some photo ops outside, including one with Mayor and the designers. Okay, all right. So there will be some photo ops with Mayor and the designers, but if any of you also require photo ops, we will make that available. I do think that we should just start with any one-on-one interviews if any of you require those.